We're going to start off on a basic 6-string guitar and learn the basics of what goes into playing of an electric guitar. First off, we must look at the tuning of the guitar. Tuning a guitar is the order in which we either tighten or loosen the strings of a guitar to raise or lower the note's pitch. Loosening a string will lower the note, while tightening the string will raise the note. When we are tuning, we'll be using the words sharp or flat very frequently. Being sharp means that your string is too tight and the note you are trying to play has been raised too much. Being flat means that your string is too loose and is lower than the note we are trying to play. To change how flat or sharp a guitar is, we must go up the neck and use the tuning knobs at the end of the guitar to either pull the string tighter or allow the string to loosen and produce a lower tone. Each string has its own set note to be tuned to and must be tuned differently. This process is easier with an electronic tuner. The order in which we tune the strings on a guitar from thickest to thinnest string will be the E string, the A string, the D string, the G string, the B string, and the high E string. If you have any previous music theory knowledge, you'll notice that all but one of the strings have intervals of 5 half steps. We'll refer to this as the rule of fives or rule of fifths, which is particularly helpful during tuning. By this, I mean that each string is the same note as the previous except 5 frets higher. The frets on a guitar each equal 1 half step on the chromatic scale. As an example, let's look at the low or thick E string. As we go up on the fretboard, we'll be climbing up notes one interval at a time. So the open string will play the E note. The first fret will play the F note. The second fret will play the F sharp or G flat note. The third fret will play the G note. The fourth fret will play the G sharp / A flat note. And finally, we come to the 5th fret, which plays the A note. This is the same note as the string right above it. This trick can be used to not only tune the strings to one another, but also to play a certain note on a preferred or required string. This trick works on all intervals except between the G and the B string. The G string will play as followed. The first fret will play a G sharp or A flat note. The second fret will play the A note. The third fret will play the A sharp / B flat note. And finally, we come to the 4th fret, which will play the B note. This is the same note as the string above it, labeled the B string. The reason guitarists must include the exception of the rule of fifths is that so whenever we get to the high or thin E string, we have only gone up 24 frets with all of the strings instead of 25. Because 12 half steps frets equals an octave, which is the same point on a scale when the same note is played twice either at a higher or lower pitch, that means that 24 frets or half steps equals 2 octaves. If we were to continue tuning our strings to the rule of fifths, we would change the B string into a C string and the high E string would become the high F string. So instead, we allow the exception to the rule to avoid a more awkward tuning of the guitar.